Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today is Friday, so you know what that means. It is Follow a Sketch Friday. Now this is the sketch that I have chosen. It is from 2014, so it is an oldie, but I still think it's a goodie. It's got some mixed media, some swirly bits, and a place for 3 different photos. So I have a sheet of cardstock and 3 different photos to use. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I am using my Jane Davenport crayons here. Now, these are something that you cannot get anymore. It's really actually a sad story. So these things are super awesome and super fun. And I was so excited to get them. And I really haven't used them much recently because you can't get them anymore. So it's kind of like showing you guys something completely awesome that it's like, haha, you can't get this. So what happened was the factory that they made these crayons in actually burned down. So they stopped making them. Now, that is a little bit of a travesty, I think. So I was just trying to get some mixed media on top of this yellow cardstock. And the yellow and orange that I used were really a good match for the tone of the paper, so you're not getting a whole heck of a lot of oomph out of that mixed media that I just put on there. So I do grab my All-Star stencil and then some Chroma Glaze from Brutus Monroe. Now this was something that came out around Easter time last year, and they decided to put some of the Chroma Glazes in a squeeze tube as opposed to the tub that they are usually in. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of fill in the stars. And then I decided to go ahead up at the top of the layout as well. And where those sketchy circle lines are, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to put stars up here too. Like, can you ever really have too many stars? I don't think so. I don't think so. So I'm going to go ahead and do that as well, and then I'm going to go wash off my stencil. So stencils do get stained, guys, like straight up. Stencils get stained. That's just the nature of the beast. The Mylar gets stained. And then I decided, you know what, I want to do something a little fun on here. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do. So I grabbed some flock. I dug way deep in my stash for this. And then I'm just going to sprinkle it on top of the stars. And then I thought, well, this would be something that is super fun to go ahead and have there. So I am going to tap off the flock here. And then it does stick everywhere. Like, it's all over the stars. It's in between the stars. But honestly, it doesn't bother me whatsoever. I just take my Swiffer and Swiffer it away a little bit. So now I have this tone-on-tone yellow going on, and I'm going to set it aside to dry a little bit. And then I'm going to use my Little Bee Ticket Punch. Now, I love this ticket punch so much. It punches out tickets, obviously, but it also gives you the little perforation on the tickets. So when you tear the tickets, you get the little perforated area, which is fun. Like, it's not fake. Like, you actually get the torn ticket, and I just love it. So I am going to go ahead and get my tickets punched fully. I really have no idea why I was so concerned about getting that last ticket punch there when I knew I was going to tear off the edges, but there you go. I did make sure that it was done. And now I'm going to build on top of my layout. So I am working on top of a wet mixed media background. Now, if that stresses you out, then you're gonna leave your background to the side to dry until it's good and dry, which could be, you know, depending on your climate, a couple minutes or overnight. So whatever works for you, that is what you're gonna do. Now, I do pull out my 3 Star Wars photos. So this one is a Star Destroyer photo. And I'm going to mat that on top of this plaid 6x8 paper from one of the Simple Stories Say Cheese collections. I am using my Kill a Kit with Style to put together this layout, even though I'm using a stencil, even though I'm using mixed media. Those are the things that I don't necessarily put in my kits all the time to work from, because that's just, you know, that's just regular stuff that I'm going to use no matter what. And then I'm going to mat this photo of BB-8. The photo is trimmed down to 4x4, so I am going to make the mat 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 because I don't want as thick of a photo mat on BB-8 as I do on the Star Destroyer. And then I have this yellow heart paper, and I'm just going to trim that down. That little square goes in the bin. No sense saving that bad boy. And now I'm going to go ahead and mat my Clone Troopers photo here. So I go ahead and get those down. I'm just going to trim it so that I can see that dotted red paper all the way around it. So now again, I'm bringing in my mixed media background. I'm putting my papers and things right on top of it. I did decide to put some foam mounting rectangles, I think are the ones I used here, to go ahead and pop up the tickets a little bit. And now I'm just trying to figure out where the photos are going to go. I'm definitely trying to use the sketch as how it's going to work. Then I realized that, you know, I'm just way too high. So I need to bring down the bits here. So I just move it down. Again, not too worried about my mixed media going on here. I mat the Star Destroyer here on some fun foam. Like, how awesome is that? Like, I thought I was out of fun foam, and I found a sheet of fun foam mixed in with my unfun foam. Like, I don't know, was it trying to like bring a party or what? So now I'm just going to get these photos matted, and I'm just paying careful attention to the matting and where they're overlapping. It's like, what do I want it to look like? Do I want to see that little bit of red photo mat over here on the left-hand side? Do I want to cover it up? Like, how do I want that to look? And ultimately I decide I want to see the bit of the red photo mat. I just like it a little bit better that way. There's no like rhyme or reason other than I like it better that way. And that's what you need to do. Try out things, and if you like it, do it, and if you don't like it, don't do it. Like, that's the long and short of it, people. Do what you like. So now I am looking for some little bits and bobs just to embellish. And I decided to pull off this border sticker and put it on the bottom of my yellow heart paper. That's just giving me a little bit more contrast because there's not a whole lot with the yellow tone on tone. I've got a lot of yellow on top of yellow. So I'm going to flip through the stickers that are in my Kill It kit for the month of June, and I decide to go ahead and take this castle sticker in black and place it down here, and that's going to give me like a good base to have a little bit more decoration and then just really get my title in there. Now I know that the title in the sketch is pictured over top of one of the photos, but I don't like it there. I've got too much space down here for it to have the title up there on top of the photo. I just don't like it. It's just the way I feel about it, I guess. So I have these little chipboard stars here, and I'm just going to place them around the page. Now these chipboard pieces do not have adhesive on them, so I am using my Nouveau Deluxe just to make sure that the things stay where they're supposed to. Now I am embellishing straight on top of the photos. If that causes you stress, don't do that. You just won't build your layers right on top of the photos. You'll do it off to the side. So now I decided to go ahead and stamp the Death Star on the kind of like on the outside of the castle right here. And then I decided to add a second banner. The first one says Happy Memories, and the next one says Happy Moments. And I figured like that would be a good theme about, you know, happiness, because, you know, you're happy when you are immersed in Star Wars. At least I am. So now I'm just trying to figure out what else I can do to this layout to really just decorate it nicely. I feel like I still need something over top of the photo over here where the title is meant to go, even though I really don't want the title there. Like, I am adamantly opposed to having my title there. I decide to go ahead and add another little tab up here that says magic. You know, space stuff is kind of magical, right? Like, it all works. And then I decide to go with the camera. And then I'm going to put this chipboard kind of arch piece over top of the camera, just to give it a little bit more oomph up there. Like, I want it to be oomphy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want the camera to look like it's an afterthought. I want that camera to look like it is meant to be there. It is meant to decorate that exact spot on that exact page. I am going to go ahead and put another stamp up here. I'm going to use an X-Wing, and I think in one of my previous videos I called it a TIE Fighter, and I realized I called it a TIE Fighter at the end of the video and after I had uploaded it. I know, I was so ashamed of myself. And Lana was like, "You're gonna redo your voiceover, right?" And I'm like, heck no, I'm not redoing the voiceover. Like, you know how I do these. One take and done. Like, that's the way it goes, people. Like, whatever comes out of my mouth comes out of my mouth. So here we are. So anyway, that's up there. So I'm feeling good because I have incorporated more stamping from my Kill-A-Kit this month. Even though it's not on every single layout, and sometimes it's just little accents like the Death Star and the X-Wing here, that's okay. I also put on May the Force Be With You, and then I'm going to have my title as just Hi. I know that might feel weird, but I don't, like, whatever. It makes sense in my head. It's like, "Hi, may the Force be with you," or "May the Force be with you," and "Hello," by the way. Like, however you want to read it. I don't have a preference where if somebody looked at this and if somebody didn't even see a title on here, like, that wouldn't bother me because I like the page, and that is basically what it boils down to. Now, I do try to bring in these stars. So these were from Target's Dollar Spot at least a year ago for Christmas time. And the stars are supposed to be like red and green, but when I put the red stars down on the yellow paper, it turned out the stars were more pink. So those had to go away. I can't have pink stars on this layout because it just wasn't feeling right. It just completely felt wrong. So I'm like, okay, well, something's got to go down here. I need a little bit more weight. This high is just kind of floating along. So I grab the washi tape, and I'm almost through this roll of washi tape, which makes me ridiculously excited, you guys. And then I'm going to place it down here. So that gives me a little bit of a shelf, a little bit of a weighted place that my high is going to sit on. And then I'm going to go ahead and put This Was A over top of Fun Day. So you could even read it as, "Hi, this was a fun day," if you wanted to. Basically, that's my journaling. This was a. So there it is, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for joining me. Now be sure to head over to the Facebook group so that you can post your version of the sketch. And then, of course, it will also be up on the Follow a Sketch Friday Pinterest board. And I will see you guys again real soon for another video.